Hello, everybody. Welcome to the LPM Channel. Graydon here. We have another episode of Binder Nights. It's been a while. We have two amazing guests on Binder Nights who are no strangers to you guys. We got Matt Fuller and Fausto. What's going on, boys?
Ew.
Oh, well. New Year's.
We got people jumping on. I was so glad to hear that you guys were wanting to do a Binder Night episode. This is episode 10. We've done a couple of sets where we showed five. The last one was 5 sets we would collect from the 90s, which was a really fun one because it included the price points. So like I showed the binders, and then I showed the eBay listings where you could buy like the complete set with the inserts for like $130. And it was nice to see something where if you're like getting into collecting, it could not break the bank and you could still have some beautiful cards in numbers, you know. Got a few people jumping on here. We got Mike C10. What's going on, buddy? You've been in all the chats lately. Really appreciate you being here. Got Wolverine Claws out. I've never heard of you before, but you sound like a really good guy, so I guess we'll keep you around. Raj, what's going on, buddy? Thanks a lot for being here. It's been a crazy time for streams lately. Like with the holidays here, there's been a lot of whatnot going on. There's been a lot of the usual suspects streaming. There's been a lot of stuff to kind of digest, not to mention a ton of sets coming out. So it's been super fun to get your guys' input from so many different channels about what's going on. And today, we're going to take a look at Matt Fuller's binders, have a bit of a conversation about what's in those. So, Matt, why don't we put you on blast here? What are we going to look at today? This is your collection. This is your show now.
So we can kind of play it by ear. I brought up 2 of my binders for something Fausto and I have really been focusing on lately, which are comic cuts. And then if we really want to do some sketches, I've got some X-Men metal sketches hiding in a binder in the back.
Awesome.
But yeah, I mean, Fausto, we didn't really plan it this way, but I was talking with Graydon off camera about this a little. We've sort of both vectored into sketch cards on our own and both sort of looked at each other and realized what was going on, right?
Yeah, we definitely did. I mean, so I know there's been people collecting comic cuts way longer than me. And you've been doing it. You've amassed an amazing collection and putting things together. And, you know, since Surfers was finally allowed to be in comic cuts, you know, it's a crazy time to have that opportunity to have some really amazing cards that I was never able to have during the ban. You know what I mean? Because the ban started after 2014, and that's the first time they started really getting into like a lot of different types of issues. You know what I mean? And breaking off and stuff like that. So anyway, yeah, it was pretty funny how we've kind of come back full circle and both talking about it now, because it's the only thing I'm doing right now, which is pretty crazy. Ever since I decided the master collection was stopping at 2014, like the cuts are kind of like my focus now, really.
Yeah, I mean, and same for me. And what's interesting about cuts to me is it really is a callback to how this all started for me, which was kid reading comics in the 80s. And when I first saw comic cuts back in like 2012, really for me, mostly 2014, right around Marvel 75th, it just to me seemed like a really cool kind of way to mix the two up, mix the comics, mix the cards. It's got that whole touch of nostalgia. So as a result, I've definitely got got quite a few little binders here that we could potentially talk about if we want, as you can see.
Yeah, the goat.
Gotta always have the goat, right?
I love the goat.
I mean, should we just jump right in, or?
So a couple things just before we start. So people always want to know, what are your binders? So do you have a standard type of binder that you use, Matt?
You know, I tried. I really did. Like you can see 3 here. They're mostly D-ring, either 2 or 3 inch binders. So that's the vast majority. There are some not shown here, but there are some where they're top loader binders. Mm-hmm. Just certain ones like X-Men Metal, Fleer Avengers, usually for the thicker ones, those tended to be a better option as opposed to for this, you know, which is the Avengers Silver Age, where they're just a little bigger than 35 point.
So that's something people ask frequently when they watch the show. Is it seems that top loader binders have become the norm for people's personal collections, I guess I'm going to call them, your character collection. But there are lots of us that use these style just D-ring binders, and I'm one of those people. You know, my PC is in top loader binders, but I have an awful lot of these half-inch. These aren't half-inch, but I have an awful lot of half-inch binders. And this is definitely a very secure way of storing stuff. I enjoy having them. And these are fun to flip through. They don't break the bank.
Yeah, I mean, the key for these is, and actually this is a good example right here, is you can see when they sit, they do shift a little bit down like this. So the key is when you're putting them on the shelves, just make sure you're angling it up when you slide it in.
Yeah, you know, the little habit I have of mine when I put mine on the shelf is I put them on the shelf and then I pull them forward about 1/2 inch, an inch, just to get everything to settle out a little bit.
Yep.
I like that.
This is so ridiculously nerdy, but yeah, that's a thing.
That's a good thing. I mean, it's always been my biggest issue with binders like that is that I don't like the pages falling forward. I don't like flipping through it too fast and the D-ring presses in a card. Like I was burned as a kid, so scarred me for life. But I never got burned
on it.
No, no, everyone I've met has not had it happen to me. I don't know what Fast and the Furious kind of movement I was doing as a kid flipping through my binder, but it was pretty intense. But
you grew up in Miami, so you were probably running away with them a lot of the time.
I was putting on some Nas and I was going, and it's just, I was so busy. You know what I mean?
Right.
But no, I like the top loader see-through ones because you can see the back of the card, which I just have to see the front and the back of the card. But they made those so late. I think they only made those right before your channel and the binder stuff. And I was like 6 months before they finally came out with a great one, and I got addicted. And now the whole collection's in binders, and I have the one Pelican case. Yeah, it just took a little time, but it's a great time for binders because there's so many good ones out there.
I agree. And on that note, Matt, let's give the floor over to you so that we can see what you're housing in these beautiful things.
Sure. So I've got 2 sets of binders just for cuts here. I've got one just for Avengers: The Silver Age. So Avengers: The Silver Age had 109 different issues. It had issues 1 through 100. It had Avengers King Size 1 through 4, and Avengers Gold, which was, I believe, Gold and King Size were both the archive box exclusives, but King Size are the 4 King Size issues 1 through 4. Gold is a special rehash of the first 5 issues. So there were actually 2 different card numbers that had Avengers 1 through 5 on them in this set. So I've got it split into 3 different binders. This first one is just the first 35 episodes, 35 issues, and then 36 through 70, and then the rest. So that's how I broke that up. I've got a second one if we wanted to poke through.
Nice.
Ones where I don't have as many, so I've got multiple sets in this binder. 75th, Captain America, Divas, so I get 6 in there. And then if we really get bored and I want to keep on brand, I brought up some sketch cards as well.
Amazing. How did you decide what order that these were going to go in the binder?
Honestly, for these ones in particular, Avengers was super easy because it's just issue. It's the numbers are right in order of the issues. So you have AV1 is Avengers 1 up to AV100.
Gotcha.
Silver Age was super easy, and then for the rest of these, for all of these, I go by the card name on the back. So I just do them in the order of the card. So, for example, this one is BA2, BA3, BA4. So just numerical order. I didn't decide. I probably could have gone a little deeper and done them. Oh, this character and this scene, but no. Typically the card number corresponds to an issue, and that's just a simple enough way to sort them.
For anybody who's wondering, Matt, did you buy these binders completed for the most part, or did you individually source each one of these and make these on your own?
I sourced all of them myself, yeah.
I figured that was the answer. There will be people that wonder.
Yeah, I've purchased sets before. Like I've purchased I've purchased 1 or 2 full sets of 100 from one person. But no, for the most part, they've been onesies and twosies.
And let's take a look inside.
Yeah. All right. Now, tell me if the angle is good enough, or if it would be better if I kind of do this.
If you could prop the binder up a little bit, if you could put something under it so that it's like on a stand almost.
That's why we have the goat.
There you go. Well, the goat is paying dividends today.
Yeah, exactly. Or he won't hold still, but I can work the camera as well.
Look how good that looks. Oh, Matt, that's so cool.
It looks
Yeah.
really
So
cool.
these first 5 here are all from Avengers #1. So as an example, this is probably my favorite one with Iron Man and Hulk dropping. You know what? I'm going to just do a little change here on the camera so
Take your time.
I can hold it a little better.
That
Oh,
looks great.
fuck.
Yeah. I mean,
They did such a good job doing the caption bubbles too. They kind of slow. They don't do that as well now.
Great
But back then, I feel all of them are like super centered.
Great point.
Look at that. Wow.
You know, sometimes people get the autos for the comic cuts and they're disappointed that it's the writer, and you're missing if you feel that way, you're missing a very important part of comics.
Agreed.
so you can see on these are all the numbers are on the back. So you know there were 86 different cuts from Avengers #1.
Yeah.
Which tells me they probably used 2 copies. Just because when you I guess maybe they could, right? If you figure it was probably 24 pages, they would need to get what, 3.5 cuts per page, basically.
I
And
think
it
it's
depends
rather
how many.
common knowledge at this point that they used a number of books for the Avengers ones, given that you have cuts with 3 peats.
Oh yeah. And for example, on Avengers 2, you'll notice,
So something I'd like to point out right out of the gate here, this is not a shot at other sets. It's very easy to tell that these are the original printings. Where when this is a point that Fausto brought up on his stream that was really brilliant, of how you can just tell looking at them when they have that old look to them. You can tell that these are correct. When these look absolutely perfect, spotless, and colored today, that's a reprint book. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. It's a bit of false advertisement, but these are special.
No, for sure. Just give me one quick second here.
You can even see how the same cut is framed differently. Like the one on the left has some of the caption and the other one doesn't. That's so great.
Which goes to that human element. These are handmade. Another great point that you guys brought up in your stream.
It's so vital that we understand that they're handmade. Like, it almost doesn't bother me to see, like, some errors really bother me, obviously, but the fact that they're handmade and you have this textural difference. Also, what I love about these sets, the one that says Avengers and Marvel on them, they don't list the issue on the front.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? All the other ones do. It's really cool.
Clean,
Yeah.
It's just literally, it's just that and a border, right?
It feels like an art frame. You know what I mean? It feels like a legit frame.
Yeah. And of all the cuts, these have the most real estate for the cut versus the branding.
It is a lot of real estate.
Yeah. And again, like you say, some of these older ones, you can see the tone, right? You can see the old printing process where it's probably going to go out of focus if I zoom, but on the green, you can see the little printer dots, right?
Yes.
So it's not solid color. So like you say, these are from the original issues.
Right.
Which is just a lot of fun. And, for some of these, it's history too. Like Hulk with the bowl cut and he talks normal, right? Let me see if I got a quote from him in here. Not on these ones, but there's some. He's just talking like a normal dude. It's just interesting to see how the character has evolved over time.
Also, too, like, we have to remember with comic books, there's a penciler, there's an inker, and there's a colorist. When you have a comic cut, you're getting to highlight artists and writers that normally have never been highlighted in any Marvel card ever. So it's like you're getting to have examples of all of these legendary contributors to, like, your character or to Marvel Comics in general. It's just a great piece of history, like Matt mentioned before.
Yeah, and just, again, it's also dated sometimes in some of the writing. Like some of the phrases they use. I mean, here's Giant Man, right? We shall meet him again in Mortal Kombat, but one of us is still not present. Like, who talks like that? Like, what?
So cool.
It is amusing. Or things like, Iron Man, who is, why did that change? Sorry. No, my camera does not want to work. Sorry.
If you just hold it landscape and tilt it
up.
it
keeps rotating.
Yeah, tilt it up.
There we go. Okay. Like this one, Iron Man, whose mask is iron, makes frowning faces.
Yeah.
Right.
That's so great.
It's like, wait a minute. So again, a lot of these older ones, when they're still trying to figure all this stuff out, it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
One of my favorite ones where you get duplicates is when they do them in two different orientations, right? So you've got
Yes.
one with the landscape, one with the portrait. Like,
I've
to me,
never seen that.
I've
Amazing.
never seen that either.
I don't know why. I may be the only one. I love finding the duplicates, you know? And again, Hulk, you know? What am I doing? Why do I wait? Like, come on. It's just so fun to see how these characters used to be. And at one point, I was really big in Avengers as well as X-Men and some other sets, and I had quite a few of these old ones. I never had an Avengers 1, mind you, but I did have some of these older ones, and it's just, again, they're just so much fun. And again, especially when you can get like a full 9-page, all from one issue. I mean,
I would say so many of these characters
Wow.
are your traditional characters. Do they speak to you, Matt? Is the originals, is that a big part of your collection?
oh yeah. I mean, and again, you do mostly, because of this particular set, you're going to get a lot of the original team. But yeah, they're a group that I really enjoyed. Them and the X-Men. Well, that's a lie. I mean, I collected Spider-Man. I remember when Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man, spun off. So, this is one, though, in particular where Avengers has definitely had the most focus of any teams in terms of comic cuts. This one, you've had Fleer Ultra. Obviously, X-Men have had some as well, but Avengers definitely, volume-wise, I think has had the most. So the fact that I enjoyed them just worked out in terms of collecting. But then you've got, key characters
Wow.
like Kang showing up.
Wow.
This is what, Avengers 9, I think, is this issue, right? Yeah, Avengers 8. Yeah. I don't think it's the first appearance of Kang, but there's definitely quite a few of him in this one. Then people will recognize this one. This is Avengers 9, first appearance of Wonder Man.
Cool.
Wow. Shoot. Oh.
Yeah.
Very cool. Something I find remarkable about you as a collector, Matt, is that you're well known as a character collector for Danny Moonstar, and you have a substantial collection of it. But the things that you've assembled outside of your character collection are really noteworthy. They're a real feat, and to have that double focus to be able to go both directions with it is really impressive.
It's just, for me, it's a tribute to how much I enjoyed these comics as a kid, and what a good job they did of just building up this world from 50s and 60s through today. I think that's great.
Matt is not only, sorry to talk about you like this, Matt, but Matt has like collected cards across many IPs and have put legit original collections together. And we don't hear about this a lot. What I mean by originality is that there's very few people I know that are as creative as Matt is with collecting. Like, it really, like, between the Lord of the Rings, the Marvel, everything that I've ever seen from him has always blown me away. And how he assembles this, how he chooses to spend time on this, what he picks too. Matt has just a really great eye. So I've been dying to want to see these binders because, it's a lot to see, you know what I mean? And it's really great that you put this together, Graydon, because Binder Night is a way to connect with the collectors and to see the actual work they're putting together. It's a great segment, man. This is so cool.
This is totally the
all
point.
These. I've always tried to have fun with these, right? I'm not
mission accomplished.
I'm not looking for like the best, oh my God, I need the one with Cap with his chin up to the left and the sun in the background. No, you know what? This is Iron Man on roller skates. Right? He's like Inspector Gadget, right? Go Iron Man skates, right? And this is the first example. One of the great things about this set and a lot of subsequent sets is you could also get cover cuts.
Oh my God.
So this is a cover cut from Avengers 12.
Beautiful.
And these were just random inserts. A lot of them lately you've been able to get full covers as achievements, which is great. Yeah. But the random hunt of some of these is just something that's always appealed to me.
I didn't know that. That's full facts for me right now, and that is really exciting. I love that.
And then every once in a while you'll get something special, like, you see
Wow.
time in the background, Wanted Dead or Alive.
That is legit one of the coolest cuts I've ever seen.
That is cool. Have a little sexism thrown in, like the wasp, like showing off to the boys there. Like it's just this is the 60s, right?
Yeah.
Uatu
It looks.
boobs.
It was mentioned how much text is in these, and the text really makes it feel like a comic cut.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then I like ones like this, like the last panel, and then you see continued after, stuff like that. We might come across one that is from the letters page, which I always loved as well. Which you don't get that anymore with comics. Not only in the new comics, but even the reprints. They never do the ads that were in there. They never do the letter prints, and those were some of the most fun, especially when you're a kid. Like, you know what? I would pay a couple $100 if there was a comic cut that had the Sea Monkeys ad in it. Oh my god! I would go ballistic for that.
You know which one I want? It's actually one of the Surfer issues that has cuts on it. It's where they actually advertise Marvel Universe 1990.
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
I don't know if it exists, but it's been in a few books, and I there has to be a cut out there.
Tell me that's not a Grail card.
Yeah.
If anybody had Sea Monkeys in the chat, now's your time to mention.
Now's your time to make money.
Cash out.
TJ, yes, Sea Monkeys. So your first pet, I love it.
I love that Scarlet Witch in the corner. Wow, what a beautiful, what a great look.
Yeah, no, there's a few.
Oh God, there's some really good ones.
Yeah.
Sorry, Hermit. Those are beautiful.
You get. I love like this. With Quicksilver speeding, it's very reminiscent of the Human Torch, where they do the red with the black lines for the flames.
There's no other way to capture Human Torch.
Yeah, and it's just when you look back, you take it for granted now, but they were inventing some of these techniques to show off these powers. Kirby had the Kirby Crackle. It's interesting to see how some of these have just maintained throughout the years.
Wow, Matt.
I guess I didn't realize how much real estate was on these Avengers cards, but there is a substantial amount of the cut there. Yeah. Where you do see other cuts where there's a very minimal portion of the comic there, and it's in a lot of framing. These stand out as unique.
Yep, cover cut there.
Cover cut.
More dupes. Gotta love the dupes.
It's funny too because watching that video of that gentleman cutting the cuts and doing this stuff, looking at it from all the different cuts we've seen like throughout the ages, there really was a smart decision on the size of the cuts they were taking. Because if you look at all these, and I think Graydon and I are looking at this now, we're like, shit, they were really able to capture like a lot of the action. Like this is almost like everything is full body, nothing is missing. Like they all feel like everything has all you need to understand what's going on instead of something being interrupted. Like that's impressive. Oh wow.
Oh my god, dude.
Gotta get some doom in there,
Damn.
Something that's really opened my eyes to these just sitting here is them in a binder, seeing so many of them displayed like this.
This is why I did my Surfers in a binder, because of stuff like I did it and I was like, oh no, this is too cool just to like flip through the cards. I felt like the cuts have to be in a binder in a way.
Oh, exactly. I mean, this is sort of view before I did this. This is sort of what I had in my mind when I did my Lord of the Rings sketch cards, which is so I sort of like the sequential storyboard idea. And when you do it like this, if you're familiar with the issues, it really is very similar, right? I mean, the real next step for this would be to not just put them in. A lot of this is sort of random. The real next step in true OCD fashion would be to go back and find each issue and put each card sequentially in the order in which it appears. Right, that would be the true OCD, right? I'm not there yet.
I like how you have it, Matt. I think you killed it.
I think you absolutely. I love what you did, Matt.
Yeah, I mean it's fun.
I love seeing the words too. I mean, you have your notorious flap one, which is the inappropriate one, but I like seeing the sound words on the cuts too. That's a good one.
Like on some of the covers, you can see the damage. Right?
Oh, I love that.
To me, that's actually appealing.
It makes it better.
Yeah, you could tell that issue was either loved or or somebody's mother just threw it in a box.
Yeah.
It's just it just feels. Look, man, there are so many cards out there right now that are just printed, and there's nothing wrong with them, and I'm not knocking anything,
Little light
but they're
bulb.
just printed. Like these have to be handmade. You know what I mean? Like there's
That Scarlet is very
these
good.
are great.
Yeah.
That's a great point that you were saying about them being handmade. On that topic, Matt, is there an opportunity where you think any of these end up in a slab? Does your PC end up in a slab with comic cuts? Or what are your thoughts
my
on that?
my Danny cuts, excuse me, are in slabs, and that is only because I want it to match the whole PC collection.
Right.
If it wasn't for that, no, I would not put any cuts in slabs myself. The only exception to that would be, and I don't have one, but if I had an AF-15 cut, that I would do, and mostly just for the protection, right? Just
yes.
because, but I mean, here I've got literally right now, my Avengers 1s are pinned under 20 some odd pages, and I'm not really bothered by it, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Which is sort of weird when you think about it.
Oh, so that's the sweats getting picked up on.
I'm okay. What?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Sorry. My bad. Excuse me.
Yeah, it is interesting too how much rope played into it back then. Like these heroes are tied up constantly in these issues.
I mean that stems back from the Cowboys radio shows. Like there's a lot of radio shows that dealt with like, oh, the hero's tied up and can't escape, narrowly escapes X.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? That
on
was
the railroad.
definitely going. Yeah. Yeah.
This is the first one where I got multiple cuts of the same cover cut as well.
Ooh.
That's crazy. I've never seen that. That's interesting.
This cover cut thing I mean, I love the ones that are the 16 cuts achievements, but these are old school and these are doing it for me. I love it.
Oh, that's cool.
Again, you kind of wonder what's going on there. It is interesting. There's this whole, did you guys ever see the Watchmen TV show?
Yes.
They did touch on it, right? There's this whole
Oh.
BDSM undercurrent to superheroes.
Yeah, there is.
Well, it is Saturday night, Matt.
I mean,
yeah.
Sorry.
This issue,
I mean, Wonder Woman,
one
really.
of my favorite. You've got a cover cut. You've got one of these, which is from an advertisement in the book, and actually, so is this one. As Nora knows, I have a second copy of this that I just won coming, so I'm going to have a dupe of that one, which is kind of cool.
Major congrats, this is confirmed, Matt, from the ad that's in the comic?
Yes. Yep.
That is just the coolest thing. I didn't know that either. I'm learning enough on this show today. That is the coolest thing I've heard in a while.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's
this
really
one,
great.
And I, if I couldn't have found it online, I would have bought a copy of issue 34 just to see. But it turned out that somebody had already made a copy of this particular ad, and I just needed to do a reverse image search to find it. So
that is
that's the first 35 issues of Avengers. So,
that was the first binder, people.
Yeah, there are two more just in this Avengers: The Silver Age.
I mean, put it in perspective for a second, because I think there's something you said, Matt, that people need to sit on for a moment. Issue 1 to 35 of Avengers in trading card format. I mean, that is just so cool to see that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, to me, the concept of that is just I don't know, marries the two things so well. You know what I mean? Yes, goat.
Something I'd like to point out, looking at those, and I know there's a range of cuts here, and those are early ones. It's so cool seeing a collection of original costumes.
Yep.
There have been so many costume changes over the years that I think that cuts are a really good way for people to enjoy a variety of different costumes. On the cards, you can have 4 different costumes in one set. Where here, if you're looking at one comic book that they used for it, you get a bit of consistency and getting to see different characters' costumes. Like he was saying, like Iron Man smiling or frowning. You're not going to see that today. So it's pretty cool to see the different costumes.
Iron Man Mark 1, Iron Man Mark 2, like seeing all the different renditions of his suit, you can do that through comic cuts. You know what I mean? Like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike.
And Silver Age is still to this day the only one that has that much of an unbroken run of comics.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Other ones like X-Men did a lot between 94 and say 140-ish. but still, that was only about 50 consecutive issues as opposed to the full 100 for Avengers. So, I mean, I guess we'll keep going. So this is Marvel 75th, very, very similar framing, but these had 3 different types. You had the Bronze Age, the Silver Age, and the Golden Age. So these, just since I did alphabetical, Bronze Age comes in first. So you got
Spider-Man's
the classic Spider-Man hanging up his mask with Robbie Robertson.
Oh my God.
You know, again, some of these cuts, I mean, beautiful Scarlet Witch face there. Thor versus the Thing. The hex power of the Scarlet Witch.
You know, Sean pointing out here as well how well, I guess, curated, or the decisions of what was going to be cut here, just really, really well chosen images.
For Rittenhouse, it was clear that I think every set, you can tell the person in charge was a true comic book fan. And I agree with what he just said. There were some cuts in some of the more modern issues, like Marvel Age in particular. Marvel Age had some very nice cuts, but they also had some just dog water cuts. Like literally someone who's making minimum wage was like, I need to be out of here by 5 p.m. Stamp.
No, you can see it. You can see the lack of care, but in these older ones, it's very hard to find. I mean, we've gone through a whole binder. I still haven't found a cut where I was like, no, I could have framed that better.
That's
like
right. Great point, Fausto.
It's true. Like that Invisible Woman. Matt, did you get that off eBay?
You have no idea, man.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That is such a dumbass question. What I meant was that I seen that card and I was obsessed with it then because I was just like, it's such a good framing of her using her power, you know?
Yep. And I mean, some of them, I mean, like this one.
Oh again, my God.
It's just, I mean, look at that perfect framing. Him flying away, all of the conversation, all the thought bubble. It's just absolutely perfect.
Oh my God, that one on the right.
Yeah.
Come on.
You know, and it's Namor, like to he's an annoying, like this one. Literally, this guy shooting a gun at Iron Man. Like, really?
Yeah. That's really cool. Blasting Jerry.
I got a cut the other day of Sabretooth getting shot.
Whoa, that's cool.
At least with him, it sort of makes sense, right? You can really see someone like, at least I got a shot at taking him out.
That's right.
Spider-Man thinking about Aunt May.
Oh, that's cool.
The classic Human Torch ones. And I just love just how the lines just really make it. It's just so simple, but it really does sort of sum up that character. You know,
this is a real treat, Matt. You're spoiling us here.
And again, this is why I put them into the binders, because it's so easy to be like, you know what, I want to take a little trip down memory lane here.
I'm really in love with this. I'm so excited. Thank you, Graydon, for putting this together, man.
Oh man, I'm so glad we're doing binder nights again. Everyone's been busy. This was actually Matt's idea. He volunteered to do this.
Yeah.
No one volunteers to do this.
Daredevil on the tightrope. You know, Mr. Fantastic showing off his powers.
Wow. Thing bringing down a building.
Jeez. You know, Iron Man. I like this. Let me get the angle right here. It's a great team shot right there.
Wow.
So I will say that cuts are one of the only cards where I don't hate when they're in landscape.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Right? You know what I mean?
Yes, I do know exactly. I'm right with you. 100%.
It doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Cards drive me nuts.
We're into the Silver Age here, so not surprisingly, I've picked up a few X-Men.
Oh.
So when he came out, when I was collecting comics, I went back on X-Men, and the Mimic was absolutely one of my favorite characters. Right? He was basically the mutant version of Super Skrull, right? Because anybody near, he could copy their powers, and I just loved him as a character. So
he's a great one. He's a great one, Matt. Wow, look at that angel.
Look at that Cyclops.
And just like, you know, Keystone Cops, right? Them all bunking into each other, trying to get away there.
Lay him on. Oh, so cool. Sorry.
Matt, I'm not sure if it's public knowledge that you once wrote a letter into a comic that was published.
Yeah.
To see a cut of that would be something else.
The problem is I still can't remember which issue it was.
I remember you saying that, and I'm really excited for when somebody finds that letter.
I really thought it was Power Pack because so if it wasn't them, my next guess is West Coast Avengers because I remember it was a newer one because even at the time I thought, well, you know what? If I write a letter for a newer book, at least I have a chance of getting in. I was that conniving as a 13-year-old.
So Matt, if you had, and to give the audience something to do, maybe between what are the 2 years? Like you think West Coast, like what are the two between two ranges of
Between
years?
82 and 85.
That's exactly okay.
Yeah.
Good.
That's why I thought the two that launched in there were Power Pack and West Coast Avengers. So, like I said, I bought the first 30 issues of Power Pack, and I'm pretty sure I thoroughly went through them, and it wasn't those. So I'm guessing West Coast Avengers. There's a rather inappropriate one here. I'm gonna skip.
Let's see it.
You sure?
100%. 100%.
Even if it has an inappropriate symbol from the 1940s.
Yeah, go for it. Let's see it.
So you can see it's in the background of some of the Golden Age.
We pulled a card a little while ago that had Red Skull and Captain America with a Nazi symbol in the background. And, that's part of the vintage of these. These aren't that far off from World War II.
No, I mean, these were, in a way, American propaganda.
100%. Yeah. And I think it's important to not forget that. These are definitely, like, when we're talking about the ages here, is that a cover cut?
I believe it's an internal splash page, first page. So, like, inside the cover, it would say the Human Torch in and the name of the episode.
Yeah.
Oh, I love those splash pages. Some of those are my favorite pages in books. That's
early design of Namor, right? Quite the head he had there.
Whoa. Sorry, just to finish my thought, though, something that is amazing about comics is the history that they go back. Like, the comics have been a form of entertainment for people, for soldiers, for North Americans for a very, very long time. I think it's a really cool part of history. Comics, that is.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, and some of these Golden Age ones, again, a lot of...
I love that text.
A lot of Namor.
So much text.
I love seeing the text on it. Oh man. Isn't there a copy of that on eBay?
I have no idea.
Who knows eBay better than Fausto? Raise your hand.
This is a recent acquisition. This is probably where I got it.
Oh, I'm so mad at you. That's been on my watch list for like a year. That's
that
so
Iron
good.
Man 2 is perfectly centered.
Oh yeah,
like,
that's a good one.
Again, so many of these, they took such time to really center all this. You get Human Torch and Toro, both from the Golden Age.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Is that Big Ben there? That's so cool.
Yeah.
So that's the end of the 75th. I've got some from the Captain America's. So that was Marvel 75th. This is Captain America's 75th anniversary.
I'm not familiar with this set.
And
I know a lot of sets.
Don't know it. This is one, if you were there early on in EPAC, this was one of the free daily ones that they gave away the base cards for.
Really?
There's a ton of cuts out there. It's just, I mean, for me, it had to be one that really resonated with me. I've never been a huge, like, Cap by himself fan. So, for example, one of this, him sort of walking away, saying he shamed the name.
Right.
Thor calling to him. So, or I like this one. He's riding a motorcycle, So it really took something like that for me to be like, oh, I'll add that to the collection. But at some point, my goal would be to get 4 more, just so I have a 9-page. And I think
very cool.
And you get into Dangerous Divas 2, which had different cuts from some Black Widow issues, some Miss Marvel issues, some She-Hulk issues.
Whoa, a Deathbird? No.
Dude, I didn't know that they were in Dangerous Divas. This is all news to me.
Yeah, Dangerous Divas 2 specifically, yeah.
And there's a lot of first appearances. Like, it's a very good focused set. And there's some really great issues in there.
Yeah, Spider-Woman as well, some of hers.
Oh, that is a good one.
Yeah. And there's definitely... It is interesting because, like, okay, she's bound and gagged. Okay, there's a lot of, and then She-Hulk, obviously, with her costumes, the Savage She-Hulk.
She was a very risque character, like purposely so.
A lot of these that were in Divas, if you like, I mean, look, we all know there's sexism in comics, but on some of these, you're confronted with it. It's like, what is going on here, right? Oh, look, the octopus has got its tentacles around her, literally. Like, okay. Like,
It's very strange. It's very
as a
strange.
kid, you didn't really notice it, but then as an adult, you're like, what was going on in those artist rooms?
To a degree, it's time period correct, right? Like we look at part of looking back. Hey, look at that, a coinage card. I love the coinage cards.
This page is for Norin.
Yeah.
Not one, but two.
Ugh. They're not bad looking. They look great. I mean,
it has to have a good cut in that tiny little window. So that
I've seen some great cuts. Yeah, that's a great cut. And sometimes the cuts are, oh man, that's sick.
Well, in a pinch, if you see a vending machine and they have jelly beans and you need a quarter, like just bust open one of those cards real quick, right? Like,
You got any spare change? No, I just got a coin this card.
Exactly. Let me pry it out of this cut. All right. So now I think we're going to have the first, accidentally inappropriate comic cut. So
that's a good time. I don't know what you're talking about.
What really is going on there?
Oh my gosh.
I think we all know what's going on there.
Saturday night on the LPM Channel, people. Welcome. The beginning
Marvel Cards
cuts,
After Dark.
The beginning cuts are different. They are definitely the beginning of where we're seeing very different framing, less real estate on the comic itself, but these are centered very well.
Yeah, exactly. Once we've gotten to these, which are the Aegis cuts, the real estate is down a little, and the Marvel 80th are sort of the same, but still, for the most part, plenty of room to get really good framed ones in there.
Oh, cool. That's a cover, right, Matt? The graphic novel one?
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
And then a nice 2-panel one here.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah.
Very good one.
Good stuff.
And my boy.
Who's that?
Molecule, man. It was just so fun to see him develop as a character. But then, there were some in Ages where it's, just, look at that expression on the wrecker. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And then back to odd cuts. Like, what is, like, why is the dolphin?
That's an ad for SeaWorld, probably. No,
right, exactly. But then some really nice Doctor Strange ones. So you got a nice mix.
Yeah.
There are definitely a few in here though, like this Strange Tales one. I'm like, what? Why do we even have that? Like, come on. So there's a few.
There is a kind of.
I pulled them, and it's like, you know what? I got to do something with these. But then
this is something we're all going to miss from beginnings.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say at one point you look. Oh man, that's such a good Drax.
That's fantastic card.
Yeah.
I pulled a few out. I have to get them. So this is the first beginning set.
Oh, I didn't know you had these.
Yeah, first appearance of Sandman.
I love the borders on this.
Yeah, the first.
They're so much better in person because they're like holographed, like they're foiled. It's really weird. They're beautiful. Oh no!
Wow.
Yeah. That's Spider-Man looking at the schematics for his suit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, dude. That is really...
F off. That's insane.
That is really cool.
Oh, that's depressing. That's so cool.
We're on to Newer Beginnings, which is an interesting mix. Like, again, this is another one where I'm like, what? Do I really care about that one?
You can see that it was kind of like, let's get to the number for the serial number and let's not lose any real estate instead of being selective. Like, it definitely, and there's some great ones in beginnings. Like, I think there's some really good ones, but there's a lot of them that are kind of just strange decisions.
Yeah.
I think that you got to have some of the strange ones, though, because a lot of them, when you're cutting through a page, making the decision if it's going to be one side or the other, sometimes you got to go with the lesser of two evils, and sometimes it's a weird cut.
You did have one, Matt?
Yeah.
Good job. Freaking badass. Fuck, hell yeah. Sorry.
It's
I get
hard
so
to
excited.
find Nightcrawler.
Congrats. That's a great Nightcrawler.
Oh,
yes.
So cool.
Oh my God, dude. This is so awesome. Nightcrawler's like virtually banned. Like, he's a very difficult character to find.
It's interesting that the ban carried over to the comic cuts because they're already produced. You know what I mean?
Well, the comic cuts, this one in particular, this is season 2, volume 2, right, Matt?
Yeah. Yes.
Because there's no Marvel above the beginnings. So here he's already kind of back into sets. Like we see him in 92 that they didn't replace him with any of the lost women. So like that makes sense. But to find banned characters pre 2018 for certain characters is really tough.
Dude, that Wolverine. Oh my God.
I know, that's a cool Wolverine.
So this cut here, if you can go back to the Wolverine, to the one to the right of it, that kind of shadow.
I love that.
So, the cuts like this I really like too, because they leave some mystery to it. So you have to read the script.
Yeah.
You have to do a little bit of detective work to start to figure out how that fits.
Farrell's eyes gleam in anticipation of the hunt. Oh, it's so cool.
Really
That's awesome. Hey, Nathan.
I have to go back and double check, but I think it's Wolfsbane. These are two.
So cool.
In theory, I could put this into my Danny collection because I'm pretty sure she's in the box there.
You're probably right, aren't you?
You're crazy.
Yeah, but if this isn't Wolfsbane, then it's the one from the Hellions, and I forget her name. That's not Catiana, is it? Something like that. Anyways.
It's a great image.
J. Jonah
Yes.
That was a character I was going to character collect for a while, was J. Jonah Jameson.
I've seen this cut in Fleer Ultra Spider-Man, and I've seen it in another one. So this is one that, in theory, you could get the same cut from 3 totally different sets.
Wow. That is so cool. I recently had that happen. I have 2 Sabretooths from a different set, and it's very strange having that. Yeah. That Magneto, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's an awesome Magneto.
This is one I got as a reaction cut. So if anyone ever asks about how much something should cost, payment in full.
Oh my gosh.
Really nice Storm and Jean.
Really nice.
I saw that one. Good job.
Is
Matt.
that a cover? No, that's not a cover.
No, that's an interior from, I think, 141. It stays.
How good is that? I think that's not the first appearance of Sentinels, right? It's close, but that's not
this
it.
is the one where it's the Future Worlds.
Yeah,
no covers in beginnings, correct, guys?
That's a good question. I can't remember. I don't think so, but I don't know for sure.
Wow, Warpath, that's cool.
Yeah.
I love that we've all of a sudden gone modern. Like 2008 is a pretty new comic, and it's
cool. Oh, and you can definitely see the difference in the printing for the movie.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
Don't let the modern ones fool you guys, though. Like, in all seriousness, there's some amazing artists, some first appearance characters in modern books. Like,
dude, Fausto, 100%, bro. You are
100%.
That's cool.
This one I really like. Red Skull with the reflection of Captain America. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Kitty and Wolverine.
That issue has some really good art in it. The Kitty Pryde and Wolverine ones.
I
see those cuts. It's really cool.
Oh, yeah. And this is one of those that really, this 84, again, not to date myself here, but that's when the whole miniseries thing really took off, right? You had Storm and Illyana, which is really where Magik was sort of introduced as her own character. Then Magik had a miniseries, Kitty and Wolverine. Like, it was the age of the miniseries. And then, of course, Secret Wars.
Is that age after Apocalypse?
What's
Wolverine? What Wolverine is that? X-Men 91, issue 57? Is that AOA Wolverine?
This one here? No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, it is. Yeah. Yep.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and that on the X23 #1, that's really cool because that's the recap page. Yep. Cool. That's cool. That's a good one. That's a really smart
There's
one.
a lot to digest in this insert. You know what I mean? Like this is not just a comic cut page slapped in a border.
Yep.
No.
That's the Blob over on the right there.
Whoa.
Lady Deathstrike. Yeah, House of M had a lot of good cuts.
Cool.
So this is, as I told Fausto, this is an issue I'm really after. Because this, again, it's not like it's going to be a surprise. There is potentially a cut in here which would be my most coveted cut ever. So if you have House of M7, I'm your Huckleberry.
It's so funny, Matt. You've picked up so many ones I've been watching on eBay, and I wasn't like I'm only like really trying to get Surfer and a few others, but you got such good ones, man. It's such good taste.
I'll have to unseal this one. I'll reseal it later. I got to show at least one of them.
Oh man, I have never seen one of these in hand.
They're the best.
This is out of 5.
Wow.
And then
Meaning all of them, of the 5, they're all would be Phoenix, correct?
all Phoenix, yes. So
Oh
you
my
get
God,
6
man.
cuts. You know, from her first appearance.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is gorgeous.
Yeah, these are a
They're
lot of
awesome.
fun. Yeah. So
I would
get
put
that.
some. I would put some tracing paper. If you're going to keep them closed, Matt,
Yeah.
put some tracing paper in, like just one little cut of tracing paper between it.
In the middle.
Because the card is super glossy, and I wouldn't want I mean, you're not going to have to worry about that, but you know, I don't know.
So-
That's what anyway.
Oh, on the inside, I see what you're
Yeah,
saying.
I'm sorry, Matt. My bad.
Okay.
Like on the inside, because those borders that are around the cut, they're super glossy. So if you like any heat in there or anything like that card's going to stick to itself.
I'll put that one back later. Don't want to try and do it with one hand. Then some Fleer Ultra Spider-Man.
No, that's cool.
Yeah, this is Spider-Man metal. Sorry. You know, back to
You
Spider-Man.
know, it's funny. I thought that border was going to be like too busy, but I absolutely love it now.
Rhino action.
Sorry, I want to comment on that because this border drives me nuts. Not trying to take away from anybody's
Yeah.
collection. This border drives me fucking crazy.
It's really busy for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
I feel like I'm at a birthday party, and this was like handed out as the gift for showing up at the birthday party.
Yeah, it goes against the whole theory of framing art, which is the frame should complement the art, not draw the eye away from it. And these frames absolutely draw the eye away. Green Goblin.
Still look dope. Still look very cool to own, but there's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
I think what they meant to do. Oh, the Aunt May's cool. I think what they meant to do but forgot was to put a transparency layer over it, similar to Beginnings. So the bold color wouldn't be there, but the images would. But yeah, I think they just, I think they, because you see the block on the bottom there. So if you look at that as a graphic designer, that was the intention, is to like give it the frame. You know what I mean? Because otherwise you can't see Spider-Man comic cuts on the top. It gets lost in the image.
Right.
There we go. So that is the end of
Was that a Scarlet Spider first appearance?
That was
sick.
I don't know if it was
sick.
first appearance, but that was definitely him.
Matt has problems. Matt shows me things and I'm just like, this guy's just doing stuff that's so cool.
So I mean, there's 2 full binders of cuts. I mean, we could do some sketch cards if you want.
I would love to. I want to just have a brief conversation about the cuts and you know, there's been, on the topic of the borders and all that, like getting to see your binder was a great opportunity to see the different borders throughout the years. How they've changed today, there's some ones that are very busy. The ones from Allegiance Trilogy were a very busy border for it. Look at this guy. What's the dog's name?
Jack.
Jack.
Marvel name, but
look at you, baby.
So has Jack ever eaten a comic cut or important card of yours?
Not an important one. One time I did a break on camera and I let him nibble on one.
Nice.
But it was base card.
That's right.
I share a good friend with you guys. His name's Jake, and his cat ate a really important card of his one time, and they still have the cat, don't have the card. So you always got to wonder if the pet's around. Let's do a sketch binder as well, because it is Mr. OCD sketch card Matt Fuller.
So this is my binder for the X-Men metal set. Right from for Daredevil 168. What was the last part? And was it me who beat him for what?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so New Mutant annual cut today. Maybe. Maybe. If you're talking about the one that had Danny, maybe.
And Jesus, are those comic cut binders? We just went through 2. You'll have to watch the replay. There's definitely some things in there that you guys in your friend group would be very interested in seeing. It was really cool.
Those
you rock, buddy.
Two of the, I think I have 10 total comic cut binders.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, no. Repeat. You have how many comic cut binders?
10.
Oh my God. I did not expect that number.
Yeah. I like cuts.
How did you decide to bring those two out of the 10 tonight?
Well, I just got some more Silver Age ones, so I was sorting those, and then I thought this one was a good mix of a bunch of different sets. Yeah,
That
so
is-
it's 2 more Avengers. I have 2 more of cuts just from this set. Let's see.
Oh, I know what you're doing.
What am I doing?
You sick bat. Okay, I know what he's doing. You're gonna master. You're gonna collect a cut from every issue ever released.
Oh God, I already have. Oh, I don't know about every issue ever released. That would
You're
be
close though. You have to be close.
There's probably there were some ages that I didn't like the issue, so I didn't bother. Oh, why did you put that into my head?
Because you're close enough. I did break my heart because you're way too close. Because
I mean,
I did that count, and there's 1,985 issues of
Can you be more
that have ever been
specific,
used.
please, Fausto?
So basically, what that means is,
I'm joking, totally.
yeah, I think he's close.
I think I would need a lot more in. I probably need about 20 more in Divas. I need a lot more in Captain America 75th. I would need quite a few in Spider-Man Metal as well.
Yeah, but some issues overlap. So if it's just issues, you actually might.
Well, you know what, the killer, the killer one in there though.
Yeah, I know. That's the nail in the coffin. But it's possible in the future. Maybe you have enough to get there.
If I outlast Alan, yeah.
If I outlast Alan, that's the best.
It's a race to the grave.
Oh wow. It's a race to the grave. Wow, I gotta go jog more.
So my sketches I do differently. My sketches I do alphabetically by artist first name.
Brilliant.
That is brilliant.
And that's because that's how I name the files of my scans. So I have this is the order that they appear in my scan files.
Those are beautiful.
Dude, this page alone is better than every sketch I own.
This is all by artist Alcione Silva.
Wow.
And then within
That's
them,
really
I
funny.
go within an artist, I go alphabetically by character. So Colossus, Emma, Jean, Magic.
Duh. I'm just joking.
Who doesn't, Matt?
Yeah, that's right.
And then there. I got Alan Janata, Phantom X. We got Dre.
Oh, yeah.
Heard of him. Dude, the X-Men Metal sketch cards are a unique card stock to work on.
That's what I was told.
Little Sugar Man. Oh, look at who's that.
Oh shoot.
Nice. Is that oh my god, I forget his name right now.
This guy?
Yeah.
Sugar Man.
Goku.
No, the artist for Sabretooth.
Oh, it's still Dre.
Oh, that's
gotcha.
right.
Yeah, there's Dre because it's Andre Ausch. So
When you said still Dre, I should have had the audio tuned up to do that, but sorry about that, guys.
Still talking about Dre.
we got Andre Toma.
Oh,
Yes.
that Matt. Oh, that's a dangerous one. You showed me a picture of that. That did not do it justice. That's way too nice.
Let's see, Angelica Rasmus.
Ooh, I like that one.
You have such a range, Matt, of preference for artwork. It's actually shocking the range you have.
Yeah, I mean, for me, obviously I have to enjoy the art, but also characters.
Yeah.
Right. That is, oh God, is it Saber? That's like Logan's son. I believe that's one. He's got like 10 of them though in different realities.
Yeah.
I forget this guy's full name. Hey, excuse me.
Oh, you're good.
My God, these are so cool looking.
I mean, it's just so crazy to see this. This is a collection. This is a binder night, everybody.
This is a binder night.
That's Bella.
I'm surprised some of these aren't in your PC collection.
The sketches I don't put over there. The sketches I leave in the binders.
Cool.
A lot of the APs I would get obscure characters. So this is Bay from the X of Swords.
That's cool.
This is Venus de Milo. Definitely a lot of APs in here. Brad Hudson. Actually, who's the Wolverine? The Wolverine is Bob Petrarca. There we go. That's a really nice Wolvie. I had Brad Hudson do Basilisk.
What character is that?
This guy, Basilisk.
Never heard of that
Basilisk.
character.
Yeah. Well,
So have you heard of that character?
Oh yeah, of
So-
course.
Okay.
For a couple years, I stopped probably over a year ago, but at one point I had a goal of getting a sketch card of every mutant. So I commissioned a lot of APs, like that's Necra. I think this guy's name is Vivisector, maybe.
How frequently did artists say they've never done that character when you asked them
Oh,
for that?
all the time.
That's
I had
right.
to send screenshots and oh yeah.
I remember seeing Matt's list back in the day. I was dying. I was like, how many mutants can there be? He showed me a list of like 1,000. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
I had one artist gave me a backhanded compliment one time because I sent him something. He's like, well, at least I know you're not going to be flipping these.
Oh, that's
That's hilarious.
I'm like,
That's
wow, okay.
funny.
I mean, like some of them though, like that beast. Look at that background, like
That's pretty cool.
the scientific notations.
yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, these are all Brian Atkins. He did an amazing job.
I love that Mystique. I'm obsessed with that.
The Mystique sketches you have, we've had an episode where we've talked about Mystique sketches, but wow, do you have a collection of them? That Domino, oh my god, dude.
Wrong guy. So this is an AP of the original Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, that puzzle.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Who did that?
Who was this? That was Bruce Lugley.
Did
Lugl.
a great job. Really beautiful job. Wow.
Ken Baran, who's a great artist.
That's cool.
And
Wow.
Caesar Razek.
Wow. Shit. That's deep.
Caesar has been around for a while and did some absolutely amazing cards back in the Rittenhouse days and clearly still does
Yeah.
amazing.
I'm loving the white suit Magneto.
Yeah. Well, X-23. Gotta have some dupe in there.
Dude.
Crazy good.
And again, some more obscure ones. This guy's name, I believe, is Microbe. Oh, God, what is this guy's name? Basically, his power, he's just made of water, essentially.
I say that guy looks like me after the holidays.
Yeah, I definitely, in retrospect, I wish I wasn't quite so crazy back in like 2021, 2022. Absalom.
What would you do? Would you have gone all Danny if you could go
Not
back?
all Danny, but I would have done more mainstream characters. Like some of them now, even if I don't have the scans in front of me, I can't remember who they are.
Right.
Right.
All right, Matt, I got a question for you. Comic cut wise.
Yeah.
What obscure character you wish there was a comic cut of?
Oh wow.
Right?
Bailey Hoskins would be one. Bailey Hoskins was a kid. There was a story called The Worst X-Man Ever. And his power was he could explode. But that was it. Meaning he could only do it once and he's dead. He had no healing. That was it. He could explode once.
What?
So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
that was
Wow.
cool.
Great answer.
That is a great answer.
I like sort of tragic ones like that. There was another short story. It might have even been like one of the, I don't know if you guys remember when they redid some of the X-Men. They did a series called Classic X-Men where they reprinted them and then they did a short story afterwards. I think this is where this one was. It was from a kid who basically woke up one day and his entire town was gone. And you come to find out his mutant power kicked in and he basically turned the atmosphere all around to acid and he killed his entire family and his entire town. And then
I hate when that happens.
yeah, right. And he was hiding out in a mountain cave, and the X-Men sent Wolverine they couldn't stop it, so Wolverine had to put him down.
Wow.
Yeah. So Wolverine and him had a beer at the end in the cave since he had never had one. You know, I like stories like that.
That's a great story.
That probably tells you something about my personality.
It's just really tragic. It feels like a great Twilight Zone episode. You know what I mean? Like, and
Oh, yeah.
for books to have those little stories and vignettes, like it definitely happens in Surfer too. Like you get these little tragic moments on this planet he visits. You know what I mean? And it's like those are really great little moments.
I think
That's
that's
cool.
Miguel Rasputin, little strong guy.
That's cool.
Come on. Big Bertha and Doorman. Come on, who doesn't?
Oh,
know
That's
let's
awesome.
go. That's an AP shocker.
This is Box and oh god, what is his name? I'm not gonna remember from Alpha Flight. It's Rogue.
Nice.
Some Don Rachos.
Matt, did you open a lot of X-Men metal?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I'd say about half of these are APs and about half are ones I pulled.
Oh, wow. Oh, that magic is fire.
Ed Wagner.
Man, I like Ed Wagner's stuff. He's good. I got a sketch from him recently. He's really good.
Yeah,
I just got a surfer sketch from him.
Cool.
I got to show. It's crazy.
Epic.
Oh, Pride is dope.
Probably the two best ones I have from this set are these two Fred Ian.
Wow. Did you pull those?
No, I purchased both, unfortunately.
Those are unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal.
This is Emma Frost's brother.
That tracks.
That's how deep I was going on some of these mutant commissions. Really like what he did with that Danny.
Ooh, that was a great idea.
Yeah.
Nice.
Greg Kirkpatrick.
Yeah, that was a really good idea.
Yeah, it's again a lot of
These look
obscure.
together though, Matt. Like this looks awesome, dude.
Actually, Jason Saldahanio did a really nice Danny there.
I remember when I saw that. That was awesome.
Jason Keith Phillips did that triple puzzle for me.
Cool.
AKA Mayonnaise and Bread. This is oh god, what's this guy's name? Is it Abyss? I forget his. I hate to say. I think it's Abyss, but this is one of the best renditions somebody did. Like the coloring and the ink work on that is just amazing.
I want that. Like I never. It takes a lot for a sketch card for me to want a sketch card, and that's something I would love to have. That is a very cool looking sketch card.
Well, that Gambit.
Javier Guzman, yeah, does some really nice color work.
I like that Marvel girl a lot.
Jalen Warner, that's No Girl, and oh god, who is it? I forget the other one's name, but that's basically a floating brain in a jar and a super aged little girl. You know, going deep cuts. John Zopp, love his work.
Matt, what's your opinion on signatures on the front?
I don't particularly care as long as there are some from X-Men Archives that people just go completely over the top.
Yeah.
DeCracker was one who did in beginnings 2007-8. He took up half the front with his real estate. So there have been some that are just over the top. You know,
Massafera.
Good card.
Yeah.
You know, some Joe Mars.
Love Joe Mar.
So how do you feel about autos on the front?
You know, it's weird. I don't. It doesn't bother me. I think the only time I ever get upset about an auto on the front is when the artist is kind of like not thinking clearly on the position of their auto. Like it should never distract from the art. You know what I mean? Like I just think that like that doesn't bother me.
No,
right?
This is a great one. Justin Lee Leitner's got this
It's
little
actually really cool.
signature down in the corner.
Looks good.
Julia Pinto does them all in the back.
I hate the auto on the front.
Helio,
Like, yeah, I prefer like for that mimic there you had with the Julio's autograph there.
Yeah.
Like that's right by the character's face. I would have put that more like towards the bottom, like little position like that. Like the Deathlock looks perfect. The Danny looks great. Like all those are right.
He did this bizarre. This guy Justin Lee Leitner did this bizarre monsters subset for
Sick.
X-Men Metal, but I absolutely love them.
Sick.
Yeah. Black Limb, one of my favorites.
Lim is awesome.
Yeah, just the little details in the ink work he does. That's probably one of the best.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah.
I saw that artist do one where he does the where they throw Wolverine, the
The
cannonball
Fastball special. Yeah.
Oh man, that was a cool. I think I got pulled on the stream.
Leon Brajos.
Dude, that Kitty Pryde just that's cool.
Got Gentle, Maggot, and Mr. M. And
Oh,
they're
cool.
obscure characters.
It would be a cool character I haven't seen a sketch of is Morph.
Oh, I get some Morph. I might even have
some
Morph.
Morph is
Yeah.
Morph's a good character.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sabretooth is beautiful.
Those two are Liddy Lee.
Yeah. Wow, that's a gorgeous one, Matt.
Yeah. Who's that? May Irving.
That Colossus is gorgeous too.
I like that Colossus too.
I got Marlo Martos in the bottom row here. Yeah, this set, I had a lot of fun with this set. More Marlo Martos. These were some APs he did for me of obscure sort of teams. I think a lot of these are, oh God, were they not the Marauders? Oh my God, why can't I remember them? The group. No, it is the Marauders. Yeah, I think they're later iterations of the Marauder characters. Got a couple more there.
Can we ask you a quick question here, Matt? We got a question in the chat for you. It says, can you ask Matt if they ever made cuts for the Tales of Suspense number 39, please?
Oh God.
I'm doing it now.
Probably, yeah, Fausto's got the list.
We're looking into it right now for you, Donnie.
Number 39?
Yeah, that's right. Sorry, Matt, you can keep going, buddy.
These next ones, I really like the work Matthias Streb did on the set, and I chased a bunch of his.
Are they kind of watercolor painted, or what's?
Yep. Let me take one out and give you a good
Beautiful
view of it. If I can do this one-handed here. All right, I'm not going to be able to, so I'll go closer. But he does a really good job with the highlights and really gives a good lighting effect there. And then I think this next page will give you a nice. All right, this is all of him. So
39, right?
Yeah. That AP in the middle there, the light direction is just.
Yeah, he did the magic again, same thing.
Oh my God, that magic is absolutely stunning.
Yeah, that's a Mastermind from the Brotherhood of Mutants.
Wow.
Yeah, like I said, there's another almost 9-page by him. Really liked his work.
No kidding.
Again, all the fire ones, great light.
You don't see a lot of Professor X sketches that aren't in that stupid hat with the X across the face. Look at that Sabretooth. Wow.
Yeah, his lighting just again.
Yeah.
Toad and Uriel.
So for Tales of Suspense, the earliest issues they ever did was 8 and 9, and that was in the 75th anniversary. 2015 Avengers Silver Age, they did a lot, but it looks like it started in issue 59 all the way to issue 99. Marvel Ages has some too, and it goes from issue 45 to 66. And then Beginning Series 1 did 52 and 57. And then Beginning Series 2, 2024, did issue 58.
Yeah. This guy, this is an artist. His cards were all rejected, but they let him keep his APs, so I was able to get them, like La Peruta.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What could they have been rejected for?
Those are great.
There, a lot of times, like certain styles just get flat out.
Yeah, if you got the White Queen sketch approved by the AP, I really got to know what that guy got rejected for.
This one? Yeah, right.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do not understand
some
the rejection process.
No, I've seen some dumb sketches that made it that are really just disgustingly depicting women in like and modern ones too that don't get rejected. And then I see ones that get rejected and they don't look offensive at all.
No,
and I'm just like, I don't get it.
A lot of
Wolverine is insane.
Yeah, that's great.
That's a good one.
Wow.
I like the Bishop. That's really cool style.
That's by an artist, Muddy Melly, who came on the scene and people really made them happen. Like
cool.
The prices, they basically every set somebody becomes sort of the it artist, and Muddy Melly was definitely the one for this.
Man, it's so true. I never thought of that, Matt, but that is so true, buddy.
Yeah. These are all Nathan Nelson.
Oh, that magic. I knew you had a crazy collection of magic stuff, but your magic cards are absolutely gorgeous.
Matt's been doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
I love this guy.
Those are cool. I've always tried to find a surfer of that. When did he first come on the scene? He's been around for, oh my God, that Goblin Queen. I'm so mad at you, Matt.
Yeah, Rachel Ward. This one, these two just hurt my soul because this was the last time Ray Rachel did good stuff for me before everything fell apart.
That's a shame.
But yeah, Omad Muscus. I think his card. I think similarly though, his were rejected, and they were all the APs.
That's cool.
One in the corner there. Yeah, Ray Acevedo, those two, and these at the bottom. I just really like his style.
Yeah, I like those. That's a great mojo.
Can't go wrong with Mojo.
Mojo.
Oh,
That's cool.
it's a good one.
Oh my God, that's sinister.
Yeah, Mr.
Get
Sinister.
out of here.
Ridiculous. Is that Richard? What's his last name? Longo? He goes by Tentacles and Teeth, but I think it's Richard Luongo. Rob Broussard did a whole bunch. Again, he did some, like Justin, he did some interesting choices. He did some of the old Golden Age heroes like American Dream, Spirit of 76.
Whoa.
That had nothing to do with X-Men, but I'm like, oh, I kind of dig that. I'm going to chase this. Who's that? Patriot, who
That's cool.
actually was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I thought was interesting.
I don't know who this artist is, but I have a Sabretooth from them, and their work is very good. The one in the middle, the watercolor background.
Oh, yes, Roberto Duque. Oh, no, wait, is that him? No, that's Roberto Del Santo, yes.
That's great.
Yeah,
Such a
his style is
recognizable
instantly
style.
recognizable.
Instantly, yeah.
It's very cool.
You know who that is?
No.
I don't.
You've seen her in a movie.
Oh, is that the Deadpool Wolverine
Yep.
character?
Professor X's
Sister.
Interesting.
That's cool.
Yeah.
She was great in the film. She did such a good job of that. Good role.
This one, Ron Leary, I actually had him do he had his AP with him at a comic convention, so I had him do it there for me. Oh, did we let an Iceman? Oh, wow. I don't know how that happened.
There was an Iceman. I saw it, but we were busy talking about it.
We're all distracted right now.
I'm trying to not lose people's attention by my bad jokes. It's for bad jokes. So.
Oh man.
Santa, you. This guy's name is The Soto. That's what he goes by. I think it's Omar Soto, but
Very cool.
Evotney.
Is that Tim Shin? Or
This is Tim Shin. Yep, and
Yeah.
these guys are Todd Purnell.
see, I'm
I
getting
like
better.
Todd Purnell.
I'm
You're
slowly
getting really good. Yeah.
Tim's another very distinct style. So that's
Yeah.
I like those. Oh my God, there's even a special effect on the Emma, right? Like a glitter around her. Like they did a beautiful job on that.
yeah.
Good
Like
eye.
white. Oh yeah, that's really good.
So this one's fun. It's a jam. So Tone Rodriguez and Rob Broussard did a jam.
That's cool.
This guy here, kind of a scrub from Canada.
Tony.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tony's work is just immaculate.
Tony's work is good. It's really good.
So
He might have a future in the industry, yeah.
Yeah. Right.
it's beautiful. Yeah.
These are, oh my God, these go so hard.
Yeah,
I
Tuvo.
love these.
Yeah, he does wonderful work.
Who is that character on the right?
This one? This guy with no neck? I don't know. Looks like a wrestler, doesn't he?
Dude, this is, I love it.
That's cool.
Veronica O'Connell just killed it.
Yeah.
Dude, those are so good.
Great smirk on Mystique. Killed that.
Right, you get Wolverine, Sabretooth. Actually, you got Sabretooth hiding in the background there.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
look
you
at that.
do too. Wow. Very cool.
She has a great look on Mystique there. Oh,
Yeah.
don't show that to Lewis. I love the one next to it too, though. She's
Vicente
gorgeous.
Movero, yes. So this is actually a character related to Sabretooth.
Oh yeah, look at him in the back.
Her name is Birdie. Yeah, that's him hiding right there.
Cool.
Yep. So there's a story where this is sort of his. I don't know if they're ever officially a couple, but yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, that was. This is actually one of my favorite commissions from the set, just because it is such an obscure character, but tying it in with that story.
Yeah. Did you give them the cue to do that, Matt, or was that on their own?
No, I told them who the character was, and I mentioned the Sabretooth story, but I didn't give any guidance.
Cool.
And again, the way they did it with the shadows and then just the white fur, I mean, so clever.
Smart.
Yeah.
and it doesn't really like you do sort of have to look to see it, right? It is one of those
Doesn't distract.
miss it kind of things.
Yeah.
That's Cecilia Reyes.
Good stuff.
From New Mutants. Little Emma, little Ford, little Silver Surfer.
Ah, there it is.
There we go. We got to pander to the audience.
We got one. We got
it.
Vicente, we're almost at the end here. This again, another one of those random
cool.
This mutant's name is Tangerine. For all I know, her only power is that she has tangerine hair.
Yeah, Orange Julius, gotcha.
Walter.
Oh,
Rice,
that's a good one.
Danny.
Oh, that is a killer one.
This one. So this one is god. Now if I can remember the name, this is a mashup of Squirrel Girl and Speed, and basically it's 4 characters mashed into one. There was this whole universe where like Weapon Hex was X-23 and Scarlet Witch, and they had all these mashed up characters, and then they mashed up the dual characters again. It was almost like they were building Transformers, right? They were just building more powers. It was this weird whole I think it was called Warp World. So I had a bunch of commissions done of those weird characters. Unami.
I love that magic. That is a great looking magic. Wow, the Unami one. That's a really that one's the one in the bottom. I don't know why I love that look.
Yeah,
very cool.
I love the demon version. A couple more Unamis, and then
Nice.
my last pickup. I traded one of these to Justin, but when he got out of Phoenix, I bought these 3 back.
I love that it's like a stock. It's like I got out of bonds, so I bought it.
And there you go. My X-Men metal sketch collection.
That was
301 cards.
301. Sorry, I talked over you.
Yeah, I believe I just cracked 300 with those last 3. Yeah.
Wow. I love the decision to keep them in a binder. You don't see a lot of sketch collections. Like the normal collector, the average collector, I should say, doesn't own enough sketches to keep one set in a binder, let alone to see a set that is one full card stock. I mean, it kind of gives you an idea of the amount of cards that Matt has had.
Should I really just throw the gauntlet down and show the binders?
Yes. So
I don't get people sick, I'm going to turn the camera off while I walk.
Yeah, do your thing.
Gauntlet.
Oh my gosh, this is actually a self-help group that we've established here.
This is amazing.
People that own a lot of binders.
This is good. So so here's the thing I will say to put people to give people a little clarification. Look at your collection and look at the sketch cards you have and really take a second to appreciate what you've collected, because Matt is not the only scary person out there. He's one of the big ones, but there's a lot of scary people out there who have massive binders. So
yeah, this is true.
Yeah,
be
happy.
I'm trying to arrange for Todd Nestor and I to do a video together.
Wow, I need to see that.
That'd be cool. Todd is scary. Todd has a scary collection.
Todd is something, and the nicest man you've ever met.
Super awesome. He's great. I like that. I like him a lot.
There's more scary.
There's more scary people out there.
I've been talking to Jesus over the last couple of days. It's really good to hear from you, Jesus.
He's the best. I actually was just texting him today too, funny enough, coincidentally.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wow.
So
this is your taxes, right?
What's that?
This is all your tax info?
Yeah, exactly. So the ones here, down, and over, those are just regular sets. So you can see my lovely naming system literally just taped on. Eventually I'll get around to it.
It's crazy what can be in these things with whatever method that people have, right? If they're handwritten, printed out, stickers, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, it does show I do collect sets, So these are my binders for cuts from here down to here. So I was wrong. I actually have 11 cut binders.
We're going to have to let you go.
So we got
look at Fausto's face. Just take a minute. Just look at Fausto's face.
And Metal, Clear Ultra Avengers, the 3 regular Avengers. These are the dual Tale of Suspense.
Oh.
More comic cuts.
Doom's like processing. I can see the little thing circling above his head.
And then basically from here down and over, those two shelves are all sketches.
No.
That's insane.
Blah,
That's insane.
blah.
Just the degree of organization to this too. Or do you organize them by set, Matt?
Oh yeah. So that's all Masterpieces 16. Then they're interrupted by Lord of the Rings. These are all
That's
Lord
cool.
of the Masterpieces 2, 1, and Evo. Then we go back to then Middle Earth. We got Premiere 17 are all there.
Yeah.
More Premiere 17, then 19 and 21. A couple newer masterpieces, and then pretty much all the Rittenhouse. Bronze Age, Origins.
Remember when you were in elementary school, guys, and they'd bring mentors to talk to you about jobs they did and things, and you're like, oh man, I want to be like this person. I feel like I have that
I was
moment.
inspired for exactly one binder to make a fancy one, and then it was too much work. These are all my X-Men archive ones on that shelf.
This is insane.
Then I've got one that's like everything, right? This is the every miscellaneous set.
Do you also have these digitally recorded in your?
Oh yeah,
Google,
I have a scan
Google
of
Doc?
every single cut and sketch card.
Like this is the dream organization that I was joking with my friend Richard, who's in Virginia Beach, that this hobby is more of a hobby of people who like to be organized. It's an organizing hobby, and this is the case right here.
So, yeah. I'm still working on finishing the walls out here. This is the secondary room.
Holy smokes! Oh my lord!
You like
This
that?
is great.
So yeah, we're getting there. All right. Yoink. There we go.
Well, that was something else.
I have a few binders for sure.
Oh my gosh!
Down to the basement.
Every time we do an episode, we see something crazier and crazier and crazier. Like we had Jake Glassburner on showing us his collection of Magneto sketches throughout a couple of binders. A couple of people reached out to me afterwards and they were like, this is madness. Like this is absolute madness. I'm like, I agree. This is crazy. And then you see how you have each set in a binder. It's a wild hobby.
And that's relatively recent development for me. Like if you've seen any of my videos over the back more than a year, I used to in that corner have an old DVD bookshelf, and I had every one of my sketch cards was in one of these.
Oh wow.
And I just in the end I didn't like it because it was so hard to like go and look through them, and I finally made the jump to binders, and I'm so happy I did.
Wow.
It's different. It's just different. And I'm glad you did too, Matt. I remember seeing those. I'd be like, hey, Matt, you have this sketch card. And he'd pull out one of those bricks. And I was like, Matt, you're not building a house out of them. Like, you should be able to flip through this, you madman. But, it's funny, though. Like, there are conversations I've had with collectors who are just like, I can't put it in a binder file still. I'd be here forever. Matt's the only person who's achieved every New Year's resolution that I failed at forever when categorizing my cards.
Well, and I had to bribe myself. The promise to myself was I couldn't build this little room until I did that.
Right.
That was smart.
Yeah.
Now that was clever. That was a good move.
Isn't it funny how you set goals in collecting and tell yourself you're not moving on to the next stage until you have tied the knot on the last one that you were partway through? I think that's a really mature way of doing it.
That's what I'm doing with the cuts now. Like I've downsized the Surfer collection, stuff to 2014, and I was like, okay, I've kept a hand-selected amount of cards that I like, just because I like the aesthetic. Everything else I've been selling. I even cut down my slabs because I'm like, I can't go this hard on cuts without having the money come out of this. So you have to make those decisions. You know what I mean? Like otherwise, it becomes, too much. Yeah, seriously.
And
standing ovation.
I'll show you the couple. The cuts are the only ones I did bother get slabbed.
Oh,
just so that they, I'll put them in the Pelican case and they can match the rest of mine. Again, like it's got a 7. I don't really care. I just wanted it in a CGC slab because everything else is.
Right.
Just
Man, that's cool.
Keep it all consistent. That's all.
It's nice.
And then you really want to see my OCD. I have a list of all these. So this is the spot in the Pelican binder where it goes.
I like that. That's good stuff right there. I'm with you on there.
It seems like every couple of months I learn a different way that people are organizing collections. Whether there's always another stage to it. I was just having conversations with Fausto where someone had just about convinced me to grade an insert that I got, and I was very much there. And me and Fausto had a really in-depth conversation about it. And it's not that he convinced me not to. He showed me a different way of doing it that made more sense to the way that I was collecting. And it's just interesting how there's just the sky's the limit with how creative to get with it all.
And there's never a right or wrong way ever. I think what ends up happening with what you do for binder nights is that you give enough people options that people don't have to I can't tell you, Matt knows this. I've gone through reorganizing my collection more than once, like every collector, and poor Matt's seen me go through all these variations and insane kind of decisions. And this channel, every time I come on this channel, every time I miss an episode and I watch it later, I always see different people do different things. And I'm like, oh man, I collect like that person and they're doing it this way. I'm going to give this a shot because it makes more sense in my head doing it that way. Like that's what all this is really great about. You know what I mean? Otherwise it's a lot of money to reorganize in different ways. Like Pelican cases are not cheap. Binders can be expensive after a while. I spent a lot of money on organization of things. One time I had binders that were because I wanted to keep the master collection and I wanted to put sell sheets and boxes flattened and packs and closed packs with the cards. And I wanted to go by set and year. And I bought binder boxes that are archive safe so you can have photos in them. So they completely black out. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want the binder ring and all that kind of stuff. I love my wife. And I did, you know what I mean? I did those boxes, but then they came out with the top loader binders and then I switched. But you know what I mean? I never found out about these top loader binders until one of these episodes from different people sharing their collections. Otherwise, how would I know?
Something that I always bring up in these is that so Fausto mailed me a binder with a lot of the stuff I had shipped to him. And I use that binder as my practice binder because I know things are getting reshuffled and moved around. So when I'm putting something together, kind of my tip that I give to anyone who's interested in doing it is to have a practice binder because you're going to move stuff around so much. And once you feel like you've reached at least your final draft, then it's a good time to transfer things over. Just the way I do it, just a tip if you wanted to try it.
It's great. I just recently bought, because I didn't know there was a checklist for Marvel versus, is it Wildstorm or Windstorm? I forget the title. Yeah, I always say Windstorm, Wildstorm. I didn't know there was a checklist. The card is ugly as sin, but there's a checklist on the back and I had no idea. And luckily I always leave some spaces between years because otherwise I'd have to reshuffle everything. And I just put in the checklist and Surfer and his versus card was there. And I was like, oh, master, done. And that set's finished. Yeah. And I just didn't realize. Yeah. It's smart to leave space. I like spaces a lot.
We've you guys have been talking about comic cuts and it's nice to have you guys on to chat about it. The thought that I wanted to close with is to wonder if this insert is something that we see in other products outside of Marvel. Are you guys familiar with comic cuts? In other words, you want to tell us a little bit about that?
I've seen some Disney ones, for sure. I know I've seen some others too. Just none are jumping to the top of my head. What do you get, Fausto?
Star Trek. I saw Star Trek ones. The Disney ones, I really want to try to get one or two, but Disney publications are tough. I don't know how they're organized with big appearances or cool cartoon strips. I always think about getting one. How you have your watch list on eBay that you're like, that's interesting. I'll research that later. And then 3 months later, you're kind of still trying to figure it out. So I've seen that. I like the Star Trek ones too. Those are really cool. There was never a Lord of the Rings. There was never, what's another Rittenhouse one IP they did that might have cuts in it? There's one I'm missing.
The problem is it has to have a comic, so there weren't any
Right.
Stargate, not Stargate, the one you like.
Farscape.
Yes, no Farscape, no Xena comics.
No. I wish they had done Turtles. They still haven't done Turtles, which is freaking heartbreaking.
It feels like a missed opportunity for sure. There,
major missed opportunity.
So cool.
Hey, then we'd have Jesus on. Don't even worry about it, and then his binder would be insane. But yeah, I'm excited about the DC cuts a lot. Like, I want to see some really cool DC cuts. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm not going to go crazy on that collection, but I'm looking forward to having like a 9-page or a couple cuts here and there for fun. But that's going to be cool. I'm trying to see.
Yeah, I'm looking on ComC right now for comic cuts. There's only the Disney ones, the Mickey ones.
I only see the Mickey ones right now. The Star Trek has a few.
Yeah, they probably call them something else, though, right?
They do. They don't call them cuts. They call them something. You can go to the Rittenhouse website or go to the Jeff site to see the checklist. But that's another tricky thing about collecting cuts we didn't talk about on the collecting episode is that, you know, you have clippings, cuts, comic book panels, like the insert name, even like the latest one. Terminology, like the Fleer Ultra Marnock. Sorry. I slip on my words. Thank you. I slip on my words sometimes. Essential cuts and connected cuts, or essential panel. It was something crazy. It doesn't have cuts or clippings in it. It was named something else. So, yeah, I want that too.
Yeah.
I want a good Donnie cut. That'd be cool as hell.
I had Jesus on for a couple of episodes on this channel. We did. He helped me with my Marvel Masterpieces documentary that I did, and he weighed in. But I also had him on for an episode where we talked about Grail cards, and he showed a lot of his Doom cards that he had. It was really, really cool, and a lot of interesting collectors in the hobby. I really appreciate everybody coming on the channel, willing to show their collection, because it really does build a sense of community when people get to see how you guys are storing it. And to find out that Matt has 11 comic cup binders, I'm just gonna go cry into a pillow after we're done this episode real quick, and then carry on with my life. But
yeah, I'll be in a fetal position for at least an hour. Like, it's gonna be bad.
Emily will come to check on you here shortly, just find you in the office. Oh my gosh. Well, Matt, you were the guest today, and I'm really grateful that you were so generous with showing us what you've been collecting over obviously a very long time. That was super cool. You're always so generous with your knowledge and sharing your collection. The community greatly appreciates that.
Well, it's a lot of fun to share. You know, it's otherwise it's the difference between, I think, being a collector and being a hoarder, right?
Yes,
that's how I get past that.
More stages of an intervention when other people know your sickness. It's very much one of those things.
That's right. There'll be a banner in the background here soon.
Right.
Whenever we do the Binder Night episodes, we always put chat up as the comments below, but we don't engage with chat as much as we do as far as answering and everything, just because it is a collector's chance to show their collection and to talk about it. So I always try to engage chat just by putting the images up and letting everybody read them, as opposed to talking over and going over it, because it is the collector's chance to show what it is they've put a lot of work into. So if anyone was wondering in chat, that's sort of the case on Binder Nights. I love having all you guys in the chat and throwing in your 2 cents. I always make sure to put it up here. But if you're wondering why we weren't answering over top of, that was why. This was a really great episode. This was episode number 10. There's more of them. We have lots more guests coming up. Some character collectors, some doing similar things to what Matt has done. I would love to have you on again, Matt, and maybe see another comic cup binder at some point.
Anytime.
That would be great. What's next for you guys? What's coming up next on your guys' channels?
I'm going to try to do one more sketch set before OAX. But other than that, I'm really kind of mentally preparing for that in, 3.5 weeks?
Yeah. It's coming up quick.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
And what about you, Fausto?
I've been watching a lot of episodes about collecting and terminology for collections and looking into things, and I kind of want to start getting back into talking about character collecting. I want to do more comic cut episodes with Matt, which you'll see on his channel or my channel, whatever.
Love them.
Because it was really fun. I'm excited to go down that road some more and talk about different levels of character collecting, which might be a fun episode. I don't know. Like it's just I'm taking it slow. I'm having fun with it. I don't open as much product. So it's very much content that's being generated from like, you know what I mean? Like what's going around, what's happening type of stuff. But
Yeah.
nothing, you know. Yeah. Nothing on the docket, but things are coming though.
You guys make sure you're all subscribed to OCD Sketch Card and Comic Card Hive, which we had a little rebrand. For a while, I was really bad about the descriptions in the videos. I was always forgetting to go back and put everyone's info in there. So I have a standard description now where it has a guest portion at the end where you will find their YouTube and Instagrams. So the wrong has been corrected. If anyone's wondering where to find anybody, that is where it is in the very long description. And I want to thank everybody for being in chat. And if anyone else is watching this during the replay, which I really hope you guys are, if you enjoyed watching this stuff, hit the subscribe button and come and hang out on more of these episodes. Be lots more collectors on. Thanks a lot, everybody, for being here. We'll wrap it up there, everyone. That was a great episode, and have a great weekend. See you guys.